Alright, so the video for today got delayed a little bit, just a little bit, only because there's a new patch on the PTS, so I'm going to put up a screenshot on the screen so you guys can check this out, but this is actually a W from the devs. So first things first, geode Topside D15, we got finally that added to the game. I haven't really seen anything about the Leviathan yet, so we'll take a look at that in a bit. Next one is really huge. So the Deep Kraken delves and the Depths delve can now start 5 floors earlier. So that is actually insane, because part of the issue of not being able to solo because it was just such a high difficulty. So now for the Depths delve, the regular Depths delve, these are going to be able to start as low as 165, because before it was 170, and then the Kraken one, it was 175, now it's going down to 170. So that is a massive W. I'm gonna go inside the delves in a bit to test things out. But here's the other big thing over here. Soul of the Depth drop chance has been increased across the board. I don't know if that means from Enjiro, the ally, if you don't know what Enjiro is, pretty much says a rare chance of getting a depth score and Soul of the Depth from defeating a creature in the Depths delve biome. I don't know if that means from the vault rooms. I don't know if that just means from the creatures randomly just dropping it in general. Yo, Cash and Clean from the future here. So I just asked Not Yet, the person that put out the patch notes for the PTS. He was saying that it looks like anywhere, so drops, lockboxes, etc., that had a chance to drop them has been doubled across the board. I think he just used doubled. I don't think it's actually doubled. But he also said from regular mobs, the chance should be noticeable, guessing something like 1 to 4 per level. That's his words. And that's if you kill all of the regular mobs. And that was just an approximation. We don't fully know yet, but it seems like a very, very low amount. And fighting all the enemies is just not that worth it in my opinion. But it says here you can actually get it from non-boss enemies as well, found in the Depths or the Kraken delve, so you have to do one or the other. But that's actually huge. So when it says drop chance, that part kind of confuses me, because that's making me think it's Enjiro, so like you have a higher chance of getting that specific drop. And then the fact that it says from non-boss enemies, so maybe they just have more of a chance to drop it. I'm really hoping that you get like more bonus Soul of the Depths and stuff like that from actually doing the delves, but I guess we can't really find out until we test it, so I'll get into that in just a second. And then another thing, Chloromancer got a buff. An actual damage buff, not a healing one, but a damage buff. Because if you didn't know, for whatever reason, the devs were like, hey, let's just do healing buff instead, where you shoot a teammate and then they get some HP. Didn't really make any sense, but now it actually has a pretty decent damage buff. And I'm currently making like an overall damage video, just like some tests, like damage tests and D15 depth delve. I recorded a lot of this on my stream a while back, but I'm just gonna add the Chloromancer section to it as well. So you're not gonna see it in this video, unfortunately, but you will see it in that video. I'll try to get that out either tomorrow or the day after for you guys. But yeah, without further ado, let's go straight into the depth delve. So just making sure we're all set up here. Okay, so I got 3.3k light. I'm not using any other buffs, so let's get straight into this. So depth 165, this is going to be pretty huge. I don't know what difficulty it is. It still might be Everdark, but at least it'll be more consistent with Everdark if I had to guess, so we won't get Abyssal straight off the bat. If you don't know, Abyssal enemies just have more darkness, harder to fight them. And yeah, it looks like that, Everdark. Kind of unfortunate though. Lifting of the veil is unfortunate because I'll die, but then again, we got the block, so we should be fine. All right, I'm going to equip Enjiro actually, just so I get to understand the drop chances, and then we'll do like a little before and after. So 492 souls at the moment. This is on my PTS account. So I'm just gonna do a bit of delving and I'll let you guys know what exactly happens. All right, so I just completed the first step. Looks like nothing dropped souls. I got absolutely nothing, not even from the box. I didn't even get a extra mystic gem shard, because those are supposed to be also increased. So I guess we'll see what happens later on. All right, so I'm at the vault room. I got no mystic gem shards, unfortunately, and I've only gotten 1 soul to depth. I'm pretty sure that was from Enjiro. So theoretically, I'm supposed to get 1 soul to depth from this box over here. And if it was Monday, I would get an extra, but let's just open this up. Let's just see if it's still 1. And I got 1 soul of the depth. So it is still incredibly slow, but I guess at least the delve is soloable. I guess I'll do another set of vault rooms, but yeah, it is not looking too good still for the Soul of the Depths. I was hoping it'd be a little bit more, but it's still pretty bad. All right, so we are at the next vault. Finally, I was able to get 3 mystic gem shards from that one, so that is good to see at least. So it is possible. I've seen it with my own eyes. So we just break the chest. I got it after doing 6 depths, and it is pretty huge because that saved me what, 20 of each spark 3 times. So this is gonna be the new farming method, I guess. And then we'll just do this for the Soul of the Depth, because why not? So that gives us an extra 1, and that puts us at 496. So I got like what, 3? I'm pretty sure it was 2 from the vault and then 1 from just a random drop. Now mind you, I wasn't fighting every enemy, but I was fighting a decent amount and didn't seem like I was getting too much for the drops. But there's a couple things that I do want to test out real quick. So these boxes over here, I don't have a stack of them, but I do want to test my luck with these to see if we get maybe more from these. So I guess we'll open these real quick. Okay, I think that's where it is. So I got unless I got insanely lucky, I can maybe test it out by re-exporting my account, but 326. Usually the average is 250 to 300. I opened up 6,000 of these. So for a full stack, you get about 250 to 300. So if we added on an extra 3,000 to this, I would have gotten a little bit more souls, maybe even up to 400 soul adepts. So if that's the case, then that means the new go-to method is going to be this for Mondays. And then every day after that, you're going to want to do D15 5 farms. And the cool thing about the 5 farms is that it seems like there's a 5-star dungeon in every elemental world. I don't know if they ended up fixing it for D15 because they had their own 5-star dungeon. And if you didn't know, if they go into rotation in here, you have to deal with the geode Topside 5-star dungeons on top of the actual 5-star dungeons that you do want to farm. So I guess hopefully that gets addressed. Well, I guess the cool thing about those delves is that we can do a little bit more. So that's actually kind of handy. So instead of the old 170 to 179, we can actually go from 165 to 179 or even 182. It kind of just depends on where it begins to slow down. I guess the nightmare difficulty. Abyssal's still horrible to deal with. That's the next difficulty above Everdark. If you pair Abyssal with Gladiator, Gladiator just makes it so they have more HP, terrible to deal with. And then Nightmare is just pretty much a nightmare, as you can imagine. So main thing you want to look for at the top is Everdark when you're doing those delves. I guess I'll do a tip video for the depths delve. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's pretty nice that we can do more. It's pretty nice that they added extra souls. I'll do some more testing with the boxes and all that stuff to see if we actually get more. Because if we actually do get more from the boxes too, then to prepare, all you have to do is just do a ton of 5-star dungeons and save up as many of those runic trunk boxes as you can. I just used up all of mine, but that's pretty much what we're looking like. So it's going to be a lot of delves and 5-star farming, and then that'll help you get the mystic gem shards as well. And then as far as the gem situation goes, looks like they still have not added the mystic gem converter in here. And if you guys didn't hear the news, it's going to be the same price as the crystal gem converter. We just don't know yet if it's going to be 4 qubits. I don't know if that ever got confirmed. It is for sure going to cost the 1500 credits, and then they're going to lower the price of the crystal gem converter, allegedly. And then as far as the vacuumatic goes, as soon as this goes to live servers, then they're going to fix that. Although I thought about this a little bit more, I think they might be fixing it for PC first, because we're getting the update first. It would make sense if they just fix that for all platforms, but I guess from the way they worded it, I don't know who's getting that fix. All right, so I just entered D15 for the topside area, and it looks like these 5-star dungeons are actually in here, so that's pretty cool. I guess I'll take a look to see if the other ones are in here as well. But in my opinion, it's just weird having the old ones with the new ones where you can't get the box at the very end. They should just add in the box at this point, but maybe only for D15. I guess I don't know if that's something the devs want to consider. Yeah, so that's gonna be the other 5-star dungeon. So looks like it's still tied into geode Topside, which makes sense. I guess if you want to farm your crystalline cores that way, go for it. I mean, it just kind of doesn't make sense anymore having those things, unless they give us the box at the very end. But like I said, only for the D15 chests. I guess while we're here, I can open up some of these boxes. So I don't know, I'll just open up 10. Why not? 10 boxes. Let's see how terrible these are. I've heard some horror stories to go with these things. I don't know why they take a while to craft, and they're just not here in my inventory. Where are they? Oh, they're up here. Okay, so 10 boxes. We'll just open fast. Let's see what we got. Oh my. So I mean, good gem, not so good. I mean, 3-star cubic, 3-star mired, 3-star stinging, mired. Yeah, this is really bad. And I guess you're getting gems, so I guess that's decent at least. As long as they remove the Clash Gem Key stuff from it, it just does make sense getting it from these boxes. So if they remove that from the boxes, then these will be a little bit better. But at the same time, the resources you gotta spend is just insane, so I don't really recommend it. Unless you're some super endgame player that has a ton of these and a bunch of souls and just a bunch of other resources. But then again, if you are a super endgame player, then you don't really need these. You can just go for the converters. I don't know what they're going for that stuff. All right, now I'm a little bit confused. So the Leviathan area is a 5-star dungeon? Where's the Leviathan? Surely the Leviathan's not spawning in here. Whoever came here started this and then just dipped because there was no Ifera. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they don't have Iferas in here because you don't want to get your permatorch from here. So if that's the case, then just remove the purple biome. Just doesn't make sense to have it in here. I want to go to a new world to see if it's still like that, but it's not letting me right now. Okay, I've never seen 2 5-stars back to back like this, but yeah, they removed Leviathans from this place, which I guess is fine. But yeah, they gotta get rid of that purple biome at least, because that just doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, it's gonna be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you find yourself coming back, and I'll talk to you guys later.